here. People are already, people like me are excited about it. I think that, in Florida, I've heard really interesting conversations, when you do decide to embrace that third paradigm that's already here. I mean, one of the micro schoolers I was talking about, she's having a conversation with someone who's very anti-social emotional learning. And she says, well, here's why we find benefits to social emotional learning in our school. And then this very right-wing person, suddenly their mind is open up and they're listening because they're there together, face to face, talking about school choice. So that kind of dialogue, it gives me the chills. Doug, you are just, I mean, you're incredible. I think that, Step Up is the biggest program of this kind in the country. It's trailblazed the path for places like Arizona and Texas. I mean, Idaho, these programs are emerging everywhere in the new administration. We're going to see a lot more of this. And in many ways, it's just completely inevitable. So I guess I'd love to end on a positive note, and maybe if you could share for teacherpreneurs who are excited about building new things for the Step Up Students Marketplace, what would you suggest? What's needed, what's valuable, or just anything else you'd like to add that we haven't touched upon?
I would say follow your passion. I mean, that's true in anything in life. To be good at something, you have to be passionate about it because you really have to dive in and put everything into it. And so a lot of teachers I worked with over the years had a lot of passion, and oftentimes they were frustrated because they couldn't act on that full passion. But the way the world is changing in public education, increasingly you're going to be able to act on that. And some teachers aren't entrepreneurial. Some teachers don't want to take that risk, but find a colleague who is. And you don't have to always be the person out front, but find yourself, follow your passion, and find colleagues who might have similar passions, and find out where you fit in that situation. But you have options now that you've never had before, ever in the history of this country. And it's an amazing time to be a teacher right now, to be an educator. Don't be afraid to take a little bit of a risk, be smart about it, but follow your passion. And I think beautiful things will happen.
I love that. And just because you don't think of yourself as a business person doesn't mean you're not a creator and an
Right.
artist. And you can write curriculum and you can tutor and you can participate in projects with others, build communities. So there's so many options.